This week, CBC Sports' Tara DeBoer got a chance to catch up with Saskatchewan Huskies wide receiver Daniel Wiebe.
Welcome, Daniel Wiebe, to the U. We're so excited to have you here.
Thank you very much. I'm excited to be here. Appreciate it.
So I'm actually going to start off by reading a number of your stats for you. You have the highest number of receiving yards in Canada West with 832 receiving yards on record, 53 receptions on record this season, the most in Canada West, and 4th overall in U Sports. And with 190 career receptions, you're just 8 receptions away from breaking the all-time record in Huskies program history. So Daniel, what goes through your mind when you hear all that you've accomplished?
Yeah, it's good to hear the hard work starting to pay off, and it's exciting to hear those numbers. But, at the end of the day, the goal is to just be winning that Vanier Cup this year. And that's kind of been the whole focus this whole year, just kind of trying to stay present as much as I can. I kind of feel like the more you can stay present, the more you're able to give 100% effort. And I think that's really what's going to help the team the most at the end of the day. So it's nice to hear those numbers, but still the end goal, just keep winning throughout the season, that's for sure.
The Huskies are sitting 4th in the national rankings behind Laurier, Laval, and Western, 3 powerhouse teams. What's the locker room talk about that standing and how it motivates you guys?
Yeah, honestly, we've been really good at just staying focused on whatever week we're in. So right now the focus is on Manitoba this week as we're coming up on playing them. And I think that's really what we're trying to do throughout the season, just stay focused on what we can control. And then, once those games start to show up, then we'll start to focus on them. But for now, our focus is really just today. I think that's kind of what we're thinking of.
And so you're in your 5th season with the Huskies, but you did come into the season a little bit differently than the others, fresh off the 2025 CFL Combine and preseason games. How did getting a taste of the pros help you out coming into this season?
Yeah, it honestly helped me so much. Just learning the game at a new level. I found that helped a ton. Obviously, getting to play with pro players, it's a different mindset, another level of competition. So that helped a ton, just being exposed to that. And obviously being around those guys too, being with the riders, they're pro players for a reason. Their work ethic kind of rubs off on you, and the knowledge they've gained over the years. It's been extremely helpful to get that. And yeah, just that level of competition is raised. So you got to raise your competition as well. So being able to bring that back, I think it's been super helpful.
And speaking of the CFL, there's a number of former U Sports receivers continuing to play bigger roles in the CFL. So Laurier alum Curly Kittens Jr., who plays for the Edmonton Elks, former U Guelph receiver Keandre Smith, who's on the Ticats now, to name a few. How does their success motivate you to succeed at the pro level?
Yeah, it means a lot. They're actively showing that it can be done, that you can play U Sports and go have a successful professional career. So they're kind of role models in that sense. And I'm excited to hopefully be another person in that step, go show the other guys that it can be done as well. Regardless of where you're playing, if you're playing to a high level, they'll find you and you'll be able to make a living off that. So it's super nice being able to see those guys do it. And obviously playing against some of those guys like the Philpots, seeing them in U Sports and then going and tearing it up in the CFL now, it's exciting to see.
November 22nd, the 2025 Vanier Cup. You brought it up pretty quickly in our chat. It's set to be hosted in Regina for the first time ever. How would it feel to close out your U Sports career fighting for the Cup in your home province?
Yeah, it would be kind of like a dream come true, and you don't get that often. So it'd be amazing to have another chance at the Vanier. I know we had two early on in my career with the Huskies. Obviously, we didn't finish the job, but it'd be nice to go back and get it done finally, in the 5th year. So definitely have it marked on my calendar. Been thinking about it, ever since coming back. So it's definitely a big thing. Want to be there for sure and want to go win that.
You've got a Manitoba matchup coming up this weekend as your last regular season game. What's the mentality going into Saturday?
Yeah, we got to come out with a win. Every week it's 1-0 mentality. And I think that's the same thing this week. We got to go out, play our best football, and go into the playoffs with a win. I think that's really the goal. Obviously, we just want to keep winning for the rest of the year, so just keep that going.